Hello, once again, and welcome to another Ernest Stay at Home Coronavirus video blog, or as a coworker told me today over a virtual meeting, COVID vlog. And she's Russian, so she had this really sweet accent, like COVID vlog. I loved it. I'm going to start calling it COVID vlog now. Love it. Yeah. Anyway, thank you. You know who you are if you're watching. I don't like to name names unless I'm going to insult somebody, and it is what it is, right? So anyway, today we heard about the death of Mark Bloom. He was an actor. He's been on pretty much every show I've watched through my at least part of my lifetime. He was on Mozart in the Jungle, which was a fantastic show on Amazon, probably the best show they ever done so far, with Gael Garcia Bernal playing this maestro based on another maestro, Gustavo Dudamel, and also he guested on pretty much every show that mattered from the 2000s. For example, he was on Law and Order. He was on SVU. He was on CSI New York. He was on CSI Miami, and some shows that I don't know about. I don't watch that much TV, but those shows I just mentioned, I actually do like watching from time to time. Although I prefer not to watch too much TV because there's no time for music then. Anyway, we also just got a headline here on my phone saying here, top news stories. The U.S. has more confirmed coronavirus cases than any other nation in the world. Ooh, we're number one, baby. We're number one. Yeah. Suck it, China. No, I'm just joking, but it's really bad news. I think the attitude of the administration, the federal administration, has been horrible, especially with you know who insisting on reopening everything just because he wants to be reelected. Because if things don't reopen, the economy goes to the toilet, and then he of course does not get reelected because that's how Obama got elected, right? And that's stupid. If he had a shred of responsibility, he would, it's like, die for the economy. Nah, forget it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that old. I'm 52 years old, but I'm not. But I have allergies, and I know a lot of people who have respiratory problems and everything. And do you really want us to die just because, oh, you want the economy to be nice? Are you that selfish? Hopefully you're not, or else just stop watching this right now. Because if you think, look, Italy did the same thing in February. They reopened everything to save the economy. And now they have the largest number of deaths in any other country in the world on coronavirus. So, is that a choice? No. So, there you go. Now, moving on. Work. Still teaching online. Still trying to figure it out. It's a learning curve. Next week, all the other courses come back online, and it's going to be very hard to deal with. We just had an online meeting with some of the teachers, and it was a lot of people had a lot of doubts and everything. And since some of us have been teaching the intensive program for a while, we're just saying, first week, if it all goes to hell, don't panic. It is what it is, because the first week coming back is not going to be any. It's not going to be a piece of cake unless you're really computer savvy, and so are your students. And that's not going to happen. So anyway, now moving on to music. This is my my last bass I'm going to showcase to you. This is my solid body Ibanez. as you can see, right? It's a beautiful little piece of work of engineering by Ibanez, which by the way is the same brand as my rehearsal amplifier that I have here. So they really get along. When I plug this guitar into this amplifier, she gets crazy. And it's a solid body. Has two pickups. It's not very resourceful. I mean, it's the least resourceful bass I have, and I bought it because when David and I started the Bossa Nova band, he told me, "Oh, you're not going to play Bossa Nova with that Beatle bass, are you?" Turned out it did most of the gigs. So I bought this bass. Nice little metallic sound. Very similar to a P bass, but a little bit more brighter, because I think that the P bass is very limited because it has only one pickup. I know that we got a lot of P bass lovers there. No disrespect. P bass is a wonderful bass, but it's not my style of bass. I like the jazz bass better of the Fender collection. But this is a nice little bass, and I use it in most of them in my rock gigs. Whenever I have a rock gig, this is my go-to bass, and I bring the Hofner as a backup. Right, when it's a Beatle gig, this one doesn't go at all. This one stays home. Right, but it's nice. Have those nice, and it's good for slapping. I'm not a great slapper. I never was. I'm a blues. I'm more of that kind of guy. It was not an expensive bass. The story behind this bass was I was looking for an electric bass, and a friend of mine who lives in the Lower East Side told me that he heard about something on Craigslist here on Staten Island, and it was just 10 minutes from here. And I said, okay, let's check it out. And I went over there, and the guy sold me the bass for like $90. It's like nothing. This bass in a store would cost at least $400. And it's a very good bass. It's not a fantastic bass, but it does the job quite nicely. I'm not sure what the model is. It's the GSR 190. So it's basically a bass for people who do play professionally but cannot afford a very expensive bass, which was what I'm looking for, since I already had a bass I loved, my Hofner, and I just needed an option for playing other stuff, right? And that's the story, basically. And I went over there. He wanted $120. I brought it down to $95, I think. It's the guy who plays in weddings and stuff, right across from where Mandolin Brothers used to be. So actually, after I purchased the bass, I actually walked over to Mandolin Brothers for the first time in my life and visited their store. And sadly, they're gone. I don't remember the reason, but they were a very famous store. So this is the Ibanez GSR 190, which I think is a really weird number, because GSR, for those of us who watch crime shows, GSR means gunshot residue. So it's my gunshot residue bass. Ah, dangerous. Non-NRA. Anyway, so I guess it's time for us to do a song. And this time, my Fender is all the way out there. I don't want to get up, so I'll get my uke. So, let's see here. I'm not going to play Over the Rainbow. Done with that song. No, not going to do that. So, let's try something in Spanish. Very simple. Para bailar la bamba, se necesito una poca de gracia, una cosita y arriba. seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Together. This song is public domain, so they cannot go after you for copyright. So you guys, once again, have a great evening. It's Thursday night, and I hope you're watching. And any suggestions for songs? I'll be slow to learn because as a bass player, I'm not good with chords. And I'm not gonna. Ooh, I thought of a song, but I'll leave it for tomorrow. A great song called "Why Don't You Do Right." Very sexy song. Anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow, and I hope that all is well with you. And let COVID not be with you. Good night.